last day on the Malecon, and tomorrow's the last full day, and then we're leaving on Wednesday. It was a good time. Oh no. Trying to get sold some stuff on the Malecon because we're gringos, but not interested. You know, it's fine. We are flying out this morning to Guatemala. We have a layover in Mexico City. The problem is we chose Volares, and it is like the Spirit Airlines of Central America, and they are known for not letting people onto their flights, overbooking their flights, bumping people off, and like literally having to wait. You'll have to wait till the next day to get on your flight. I don't have a good feeling about this because yesterday when I tried to check in, I wasn't able to, and when I read reviews, that was like a very telltale sign that they had overbooked the flight. When we looked for the seating charts, the flight wasn't full, but that's kind of also a sign too that they might have changed planes to a smaller plane, so they might have overbooked the flight if it is on a smaller plane. So, you know, we're hoping that because this route isn't very popular, it's only once a day, that they did not do that, but I don't have a good feeling. Jay's trying to be positive about it, and we'll find out when we get there. But worst case scenario, we don't get on our flight today. We have to come back tomorrow or a few days later, which means we'll have to stay at an Airbnb for a couple extra days and lose out on time in the Airbnb that I already bought in Guatemala, which will be fun. Trying not to have a bad attitude about this, but I've had a bad attitude since yesterday, so yeah. Thoughts? Jay's in the background.
I'm just going to be hopeful.
Jay's just going to be hopeful, she says.
I'm hopeful. I'm hoping everything goes well. We are prepared for the worst. We're hoping for the best.
Yep. And also, they don't speak English, so we're gonna Jay's Spanish is better than mine, but that might be an issue. So we have her mom hopefully on standby to help us. But even that, people who speak Spanish said they had issues with them, like they're just not really good customer service and not clear with stuff. So crossing our fingers that there's no issues when we get to the airport. We're going 3 hours early, so hopefully there's no issues. Also, I didn't when I booked this flight. I didn't think I was going to have a carry-on, so I booked it before I even left the United States. And now I do have a carry-on. Not a carry-on, sorry, a check bag. Now I do have a check bag, and so I have to pay for the check bag. So that's going to be fun. It's probably going to cost $100. And then our carry-on bag that we have, I read stories that the carry-on bag, if it's to them too big, they'll also charge you for that as a check bag because they have different standards for the sizes. So lots of fun things to look forward to. Possibly getting our flight bumped to another day, probably having to pay exorbitant fees for our check bags, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. Positive thinking. Update you soon. All right, so we went through to security. I couldn't check in, so we went through the line. There was like no one in the line for Volares, and then we went and this woman helped us. We had to wait 10 minutes because she had to do something else, but then she helped us. We were really patient. She helped us. She did all the things. She charged us for our extra luggage. We only had to pay for one, not two. And she gave us our boarding passes for free. We didn't have to pay for those. And then she was like, all right, here's your gate. And then we're off. It took us 25-30 minutes. We were in that line. Or just standing there. Just standing there with her, waiting. And then it was easy. And then we just came through security. And so far, so good. Hopefully getting on the flight is no issues. We will see. But so far, this has been good. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm happy it hasn't been harder. Because from all the reviews... Oh, yes. Because when we came, after we got in line and we were helped by her, we turned around and the line was completely packed. Like out the, whatever the guard, what are those called? The line rails or whatever. It was like past that. So come early. We came 2.5 hours early. You had to wait 2 hours before you could check in, but get here exactly 2 hours early, just in case. It was great. So far, so good. Hopefully, knock on the woods of the world, and it continue to be keeps going well. So we'll see. So we are at Mexico City Airport. We're at Maison Kaiser. It's like a French restaurant, little diner, little thing. Had some food. It was good. It was decent for the price, and the flight was actually fine. It was not a big deal. We were in the exit row though. We were the only people in the exit row. The whole flight was full except for the exit row, and we were the only people there. So that was interesting. But we were fine. It was fine. The flight was fine. There was no issues either. Even going through the mountains and the clouds, there was no issues. So had a good flight. And then, and now we're waiting for. We got here and our gate wasn't on the ticket and it wasn't on the board, but then like an hour later it is now. It's like on our boarding pass, digital boarding pass. We know what our gate is now. I was a little stressed about it because I was like, where do we go? So we're just like been waiting in this like no man's land area, but now we know what our gate is, so we're gonna go there. But they did change our gate the last minute at Puerto Vallarta Airport, so there is a chance they might change our gate again. Hopefully not, but they might. So we're gonna go over there. It doesn't board for like another 30 minutes or more, right? 6:05.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes? Another 35 minutes till we board, so we gotta figure out something to do. Maybe we'll eat our pastries. We got a bag of pastries here. We'll eat those maybe, kill the time. And then we go to our, hopefully the flight is easy. It's like 2.5 hours. And we'll be in Guatemala. Exciting. I'm still like stressed for some reason. I still feel like on edge, but we're halfway there, so hopefully everything is fine. And I can have a good, one of the few people with a good experience with Pilates.
Yeah. I have to remember to leave a good review to this column.
But it's like, it can go well.
I think it just depends on where you're flying to.
Yeah.
And like what time of year
Yeah.
you're going.
I don't know how many people are going to Guatemala. We'll see how full the flight is. The flight didn't look full,
No, it didn't.
but we'll see. And what's this? The end of July. Yeah. It's our anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Today's our anniversary.
That's it.
It's like, yeah, because we
Our
never
old
remember.
one.
Huh?
It's our old one now. We have a new one.
Oh, that's right. Well, our anniversary of us getting together officially,
Yeah.
and then our new anniversary. Well, we have two: the day we illegally got married and the day we had a ceremony. I don't remember either day. One is in like February?
No, it was in
March 8th, 9th.
Was it that early?
It was like right after my birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then our wedding day is April 6th,
I
maybe?
think it's the 6th.
Yeah, I'll never remember. Barely remember this. I just remember right now.
Oh yeah.
The day's
right.
almost over.
I forgot.
So yeah, happy 11 years together.
You're going to Guatemala?
Going to Guatemala. Yeah. Which is a nice way to celebrate an anniversary, actually. Not bad. Yeah, sí. You want to get la cuenta? La cuenta, por favor? Yeah. Yeah. Get you. There's Jen. So, yeah. Anything else to say? Happy anniversary. 11 years.
11?
11. This marks the 11th year. Or it's like we're going into the 11th year. Yeah, 10 years have been completed, and we're going into 11.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is the longest relationship I've ever had. Ever.
Yeah.
Longer than your other crazy one.
I know.
Weird. Okay, anyway, talk to y'all later. 2 minutes.
White Mitsubishi.
P something.
Oh, wait.
Someone else is taking it.
Yeah.
Guess I'll vlog so I can waste some time because I'm irritated. So, where we left off is we got on our flight. It was a very empty flight. It was a very, very empty flight, and it was actually going on to Costa Rica with even less people on the flight. But it was fine. It was a little bumpy. There's a little bit of turbulence, but it wasn't that bad actually, considering. It was fast. It was only an hour and a half. And then when we got here, going through immigration was super easy because we're Americans. They just stamp you with 90 days. Okay, they stamp you with 90 days automatically. It got loud all of a sudden. It was not loud right before this. Alright, they stamp you with 90 days when you come in. They don't even ask you any questions because you're American. And then when you go get your luggage, it's fine. And then when you go through customs, it's very confusing. You're supposed to scan a QR code and like declare yourself, and that was super confusing. We went through, and then we had to go back out and like do the thing. It's not hard to do the thing. It was just confusing, and it was a little overwhelming. I ran into an American who was being disgusting, and I called them out on it, and they didn't like that. And then I had to go to the bathroom, and there was a child. There's a child doing a lot in there, and that was. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I just want to go to sleep. I want to eat a little bit of food, drink some water, and go to sleep. But we have to get in this Uber, and we gotta go to the place and check in. So we're almost done, but we're not done. This is the car. Car's coming in 4 minutes, supposedly 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes. So we're just waiting here at the airport. Right across from Barreto Cafe. It's the visitors entrance. Yeah, I'm tired. My eyes are red. I'm that tired. Jesus. It's been a long day of traveling. We've been traveling since 10:30 a.m. So, yeah. I'll catch up with y'all when we're actually in the Airbnb. Like this. Okay, heart face. All right. I'm a little bit more alive now. Barely.
Had some snacks.
I had some snacks.
Water.
And some water. Got dehydrated. I was exhausted. I still am, but I was feeling really shitty when we got here. So where were we? We were at the airport last time I was talking to this camera. And we got in our Uber. It was a very nice Uber. Thank you, What was his name? Augusto?
That was on your app.
Edgar. Augusto. It was nice. And we got dropped here at Qua. And, can I say that? Yeah, I can say that because I'm so far ahead in my videos. No one will be gone by the time I post this. And checking in was not great. It's like we got there at 10:05 something, 10 something. Mm-hmm. And our host in the Airbnb app told us to just get there, show our reservation, give our name in the room, and they should give us the key. But when we got there, she didn't have a reservation. She didn't see us in the system. And there was a language barrier because our Spanish isn't very good. Your Spanish is better than my Spanish.
My Spanish is better, but I couldn't understand her accent.
Because it's Guatemalan accent, it's not a Mexican accent. So it's a little different. So that was a little challenging, and she tried to call our host and couldn't get through. And then she just looked at my reservation again and then just basically gave us the key because she was like, well, clearly you have a reservation. Mm-hmm. And then there was another tenant there who spoke a little bit of English, and he was like, oh, I'll take them up.
He happened to be on our same floor.
Yeah, he happened to be on our same floor. Yeah,
so he was nice.
How apropos. I guess that's the universe, if you want to say that.
Right.
We're looking out for us, so he was able to tell us how to do things, how the key card worked and how the elevator worked and all that stuff. And he lives down the hall, couple doors. And we got in the room, and it's exactly what it looks like from the pictures, which is nice. Yeah, it's a nice place. I don't like the way it smells, but
because you think it smells like a hotel.
It does.
It could be the industrial soap.
It could be. I'm not loving that, but we'll make it smell like humans.
like humans. That's gross.
I know it does. But like more like people live here, I guess. You spray your vanilla spray or whatever. It smells sterile in here. I don't like that. I like a sterile environment. I don't like it to smell sterile.
We'll open the patio tomorrow.
Yeah, open the sliding glass doors behind us. Yeah, it's a nice building. Everything is right here. Everything's really central. Even the guy who was showing us, he's like, yeah, you can walk the streets here.
Yeah, I guess like some of the streets are like closed off, or it's like a pedestrian only.
Yeah,
section. I remember we saw that. In some of the videos
that's true.
Watched.
But I think he just meant safety.
Yeah, I think
he meant safety. Really it's like a safe zone, so you don't have to worry, which is nice. Which is why we picked this place. That's why we picked Zone 4.
There were still some restaurants open when we came in, and there were some people mingling about.
Yeah.
So it felt safe.
It felt very safe.
Yeah.
And I like the weather, even though it's nighttime. It's a lot cooler. Jay thinks it's cool. It's like in the 60s, and I'm like very comfortable in the 60s, so I'm happy with this situation. It gets into the mid to high 70s during the day, so I'm comfortable with that too. It's much more comfortable for me than Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta was just like every day was 90 degrees and humid. No, it was like drinking water while you're walking. It was a little too much. I was over it. I was over that fucking hill. Oh my god, the hill. Yeah,
that hill was a little much. It was kind of over the hill too.
I was just so tired. Now we don't have to deal with that. We have an elevator. The grocery store is across the plaza. There's like 7, I don't know if there's 7, maybe 5 restaurants in this little plaza. So if we want to go eat something, just go eat something. Or a cafe or whatever. It's great. Yeah. It was a little bit of an ordeal because it took us 12 hours of travel to get here. We left at 10:30 a.m. from Puerto Vallarta, and we got into this apartment building at 10:30 p.m. So
that was what I expected. It actually went a lot better than you were expecting it.
After I saw those reviews for Veladas, I was like, oh, we about to have the worst experience ever. But it was actually very, very pleasant, and it was not bad.
I think it really depends on your route.
Yeah.
The time of year that you're
flying. Yeah. Coming to Guatemala, well, going to Mexico City, it's a very like common flight path.
Mm-hmm.
That plane was full.
It was full,
except for the exit row, and that's where they put us.
Yeah.
We did have the issues with the check-in, so like there was something going on. I don't know if it was because my name wasn't correctly spelled on there. Well, my name was.
That's what it said at the kiosk. It said when
we went to the kiosk. Yeah, it was like my name didn't match because I didn't put my middle name. But I don't know if that's really why, because other people said in the reviews that they couldn't check in, and things did match. So it's just, I don't know, whatever. We were able to get through, and then going from Mexico City to Guatemala, that flight was empty.
Yeah,
it was empty.
I felt like, oh, this is just a courtesy flight.
Yes,
it's easy for locals to get home.
Apparently, it only goes once a day. So
and then it was going to Costa Rica.
It was continuing on to Costa Rica, and most of the people got off the flight.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, who's going to Costa Rica? This flight.
Courtesy flight.
Yeah. I'm happy they didn't cancel it, because that was something that was also said in reviews, that they typically will cancel flights if they're not full. But we didn't experience that. We had a really good experience with Veladas, and I hope that we continue to have one, because we're taking it when we we go to Oaxaca. So when we go back to Mexico.
It seems like a pretty common route too, so hopefully...
it's going back to Mexico City.
Yeah.
But then the Mexico City to Oaxaca, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what's that like, how busy that is or not. But yeah. Aside from being extremely dehydrated and tired, it was a good day. Even though there were a little bit of hiccups. Like little tiny. Like the not checking in, but we were able to check in, and we bypassed that crazy ass line.
Oh my god, that line behind us was like...
Wild.
Holy crap.
So wild. And then, I had the interaction with the annoying American who was sneezing. Jesus Christ. And I forget, like, I shouldn't have said anything.
But probably shouldn't have, but he was like, that really, it was kind of gross.
It was gross.
It was a very forceful, loud sneeze
into his shirt right next to people, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I sneezed into my shirt, man.
It's not going anywhere.
I'm like, actually, it is.
Do you not know how aerosols work?
They don't, because fucking Americans are dumb. And then
then he said, keep it to yourself.
And I was like, you're
like, ew, you keep it to yourself.
All I said to him, like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Like, don't. I was like, I don't want to get into anything. He didn't. He stopped talking to me.
Yeah, but he was obviously a confrontational person.
Yeah. Because I said, ew, cover your mouth, and then I walked away.
Yeah.
He got mad that I called him out. Because I'm like, if you're an adult, you should know how to sneeze without sneezing outward. It's called, you sneeze, you go, like you sneeze in. Mm-hmm. You like kind of hold it. Mm-hmm. And you can sneeze into your shirt and go, like hold it. Why are you, what? What?
Like,
oh God! It was anyway. But
then there was a little bit of like a chaotic situation there because everyone had to scan the QR code to do your
declaring of
their customs.
Declaring yourself, you do it digitally, but they don't tell you. It's just like on boards, like these big boards. And if you don't know that, like we tried to go through the customs, and they're like, "Oh, you have to show us the QR code," and we're like, "The what?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, you got to scan a thing." And so then we go back and do that, and then they had like a dog that was sniffing, and it was sniffing everybody, and it was barking at people, and I was like, "Why are they barking?"
Then they had to like go to the table to like unpack all their
stuff, and I was like, "You barking at someone in a wheelchair?"
It barked at everyone who was in a wheelchair.
Yes, and I was like, this dog is not trained well. I was like, I don't know, dude. These were all senior citizens in a wheelchair. Why are you barking at them?
It's probably because, and he's like, they smell off. And I was like, yeah, they smell off. They're old.
They're old.
In a wheelchair.
They're old and probably, they got a funky smell because they're older, you know? What is. But the dog looked young. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know if that dog's trained well enough to be doing that. But anywho, and then he barked at the family. Mm-hmm. The family that we saw, the Asian family.
Oh, yeah.
They had to like go over and get their stuff checked. I was like, really? Threat. Whatever. Speaking of that Asian family, there were quite a few international folks at the airport. That was nice to see.
Well, the sign when we got outside, it was in
Korean,
English, and then Spanish, and then Korean. So they must have a lot of Korean visitors.
Yeah, it's an international city for sure. And then you said we saw that person who was waiting for people, and they had the sign in Hebrew. And then the people who came, they were like, the men were wearing yarmulkes. So I think they were speaking Spanish though.
Like we were too far away.
But it looked like they were speaking in Spanish to the people. So, but so quite an international spot, which is cool. It's not like one type of people come here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're all staying here because this is like the hub, and then a lot of people do go to Antigua. But we're not going to Antigua. We're staying in Guatemala City.
We're not going to the jungle. We are staying in the city.
Fuck the jungle. No. We are city people. And town people too, but city people. But so besides those two hiccups, the checking in and then the gross dude, and then and I guess the issue with like trying to get out of the airport.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was pretty good. I'm like, obviously, honestly, it could have gone so much worse.
It could have been way worse today because I was planning on all of the bad reviews was like, you're gonna get bumped off your flight, you're gonna have to wait till the next day,
they're gonna leave you hanging for 3 days.
It was a lot, and they were recent. That's why I was like, dude, that's kind of worrisome. Like this stuff happened like this month. Like lots and lots of bad reviews. So we just lucked out apparently, and hopefully that continues to happen. Hopefully we have a good experience when we leave, like I said. But I think even if we do continue to have good experiences, just because of how many bad experiences people have, I don't think I would fly with them again.
Well, now we know that they're connected to Frontier.
Like,
I normally don't fly Frontier.
I don't either, or Spirit or anything like that.
That's the only time I've ever been afraid for my life on an airplane was when I was flying Frontier.
The flights were fine, actually. The
flying was fine.
It was totally fine. It's just the nickel and diming, kind of situation, or like the inconsistent information, or like canceling flights, that kind of stuff, or bumping people off flights. I'm not about that. I don't want to deal with that kind of situation of an airline that commonly overbooks its flights.
You don't need that added stress, especially on like a longer travel day, especially if you're going to be going international.
I'm like, no, we talked to your mom and she was like, just pay the extra. And I'm like, yeah, probably should have just paid.
We were trying to be responsible adults and do it ourselves. She was like, that's nice. Don't do that again.
Yeah, we just bite the bullet and just pay a little bit more for comfort, security and comfort. So that's what we'll do next time. Well, another time. I just won't be using bullet ice in the future. We'll see. But that kind of...
it depends on where we're going, too.
I don't know. It's kind of hard because we don't make a ton of money, so we have to be strategic about like what airlines we use and when we leave and where we're going. So I would love to make a lot of money. Hey, we're making these YouTubes. Would love to grow this channel, and then people would watch it, and then we get AdSense, and then we would make money. But that's up to you, whoever, the 50 people who are watching. Share, like, subscribe, do all the things. I mean, you can comment if you like. Feel free. That's nice. Supportive. But yeah. Appreciate people literally supporting us if they can. Because we working class folks. People probably think that we have like so much money and that like we're just jet setting. It's like, no, dude, this is on a budget. Everything is balling on a budget, like on a budget. We like everything is like on the cheapest flights, the most affordable accommodations. I feel like we splurge on accommodations, but we're paying the same amount that we pay in rent that we pay at home.
That's true.
And our rent is not expensive. So, but here it would be like the countries we're going to, it would be expensive, but it's not an expensive rent. If we're, compared to being back in the Bay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not expensive at all. It's what like a half to 1/3 of what most people pay in rent and in the Bay Area. So, but it's like classy to us. Because here...
There's an elevator.
There's a freaking elevator. We have a balcony. The other place we were at had a rooftop, a terrace with a pool. With a crazy view. And it was not expensive. Oh my God.
No, it wasn't.
It was not expensive. And it had a washer and dryer. And we're just so used to paying... Like, we pay a very little bit amount of rent, and we live in a dilapidated building. It's 100+ years old and has no amenities.
It's taken care of.
It has, but I'm just saying in terms of, like, what you get.
Yeah, it's like single pane windows.
No AC.
No AC.
Stairs. Yeah. Like, if... For this, what we get...
People try to steal our mail.
People try to...
all the time. Trying to bust up the front
door. Because we live in the hood. What this is here in the Bay Area, this apartment would cost $3,000 to $4,000. No, I would say $3,000 to $4,000.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
Yeah,
depending on where you're at.
Yeah, just for the square footage.
The square footage, yeah, in the nice neighborhood and all that. Yeah, it would probably be like 5 G's. We ain't paying 5 G's. Tell you that. Tell you that.
We don't have 5 G's to pay with.
Sure don't. But yeah, that is that's the video, I guess. This is the travel day. It's not a very exciting travel video because I'm like stressed and like tired doing every update. But
it's just like the downfall of Nick from like 10 a.m. this morning.
But like nothing bad happened, but it was just a stressful. It was a little bit stressful, but it wasn't a terrible day at all.
I wasn't stressed.
Jay's never stressed. She's always in a good mood. I mean,
yeah, for the most part.
Yes, I wish I had that. I wish I could be a positive. I have to force positivity, but I can only usually do it for certain situations
and for short
periods of time. Yeah. So like, but I do try to be positive, but it's really hard for me.
I had a fun flight. There was lightning.
There was lightning on the flight. There was lightning
in the clouds on the way over here from Mexico City. It was so cool. Was it orange? Yeah, it was orange. Right. Usually lightning I see is just like white. Mm-hmm. This was orange. That
was pretty cool. You should send me a copy of that video, and I'll put it in here as a little clip. You can see the lightning from the airplane. It was pretty cool. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, please don't hit this plane. Like the lightning.
We would just like lose power for like a minute and then we'd be fine.
No, but the problem sometimes when you get struck by lightning is you lose a couple 100 feet of flying.
Oh, right. You would just like
kind of drop
a little bit.
That's scary.
I mean, we were high enough to have feet to lose.
I know, but the feeling
scary, I know.
Is very scary. It's like, oh no, we're gonna die. But planes are built to not do that. So
yeah,
they'll keep flying. Yeah, no, cool. It was a good day overall, but it was a stressful day for me. It was a fine day for you. You had a fine day. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I guess I'll end this vlog with we made it. We're in Guatemala.
We made it, yay.
For the next 3 months. Actually 94 days. Less for you.
Less for me. I have a 2-week break, so I'm going
to yeah.
To the Bay for 2 weeks.
Oh, and that's another thing. I have to go figure out how to pay the fine for staying the 4 extra days because we
have to go to Zone 1 to the government.
To the government building.
Consulate,
I don't know. I think it's like an immigration building. I think it's like something of immigration. Because like you can only stay 90 days in Guatemala on a US visa, a US passport. By the way, they just stamped our shit. They're just like, boop, 90 days. Didn't even ask us anything.
She didn't even talk to us.
She didn't talk to us. She was like, American passport, boop, 90 days. But
if you stay over,
if you stay over, you have to pay 15 quetzales a day, which is about a little under $2 a day for the fine. And we couldn't find affordable flight until 4 days after the 90 days. So I personally, because you're gonna be fine, I have to pay the fine. So it'll be like 60 quetzales, which is like $8, 8 USD. So I have to figure out how to go pay that at the government building. So, which will be fun because I don't speak Spanish. So I'm gonna use my Google Translate and be like, I need to pay. Oh my god, it's not gonna be fun. I'm gonna have you come with me.
I think it'll be fine. We'll prepare a little script.
Hopefully, and show my flight, and hopefully it'll be very clear. Yeah. So that's it. Which is actually kind of nice. I've been thinking about that. Like, it's nice that they don't do anything crazy. They're just like, oh, you just have to pay a fine. And it's not a crazy fine. It's just like, no, we pay this fine and then leave. Yeah. But yeah. That's it. Okay. All right. That's the end of the vlog. All right. See y'all in the next one.